I have to say before you get started, that short you did has gone viral.
639,000 views and counting right now.
Still a lot per day.
We appreciate all of you new subscribers that decided to join us. Thank you very much. You're much appreciated. And we hope you enjoy our newest broadcast. All right, let's get into it. So, we haven't done one since the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think?
About the Super Bowl?
What do you think about the Super Bowl?
I was a little disappointed, I have to be honest.
You were rooting for the Bengals.
I was rooting for the Bengals. I thought that would have been such... I mean, they're both stories. Because the Rams, went all in. If they didn't win this year, that whole situation was questionable. Because they basically gave away all their picks. All their good picks. You have to say Stafford came through. Came through several times in the playoffs. I still don't quite have confidence in him. But I just felt bad for the Bengals because that was an all-time story.
Did you see what happened to that photographer? So they were having a Super Bowl party. There was some Super Bowl party in LA, and the photographer fell off this 8-foot stage, broke her back.
Oh God!
And
and
Stafford just decided she was taking a photo of Stafford and his wife, and the wife went over to help her, but Stafford just turned away and drank water and went.
Oh, because he was drunk, right?
I'm not sure.
Because they obviously, they probably been drinking all since the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I would say is that came out after the game. I don't think they showed this during the game, but that last play where Donald sacked Burrow, but he kind of miraculously got the ball away, and it almost looked like it had a chance to be caught.
Jamar Chase was wide open deep.
That they didn't show that during the game, but afterward,
wide open.
If Burrow had another second, maybe 1.2 seconds.
No, he was open.
No, I understand.
They could have. He
was already in the grass.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was being twirled around.
He could have hit him.
He couldn't even have time to see him. But had he had any kind of protection, because Burrow's accurate, you must admit that, he would have hit him. There's no question that was a TD.
Jamar Chase played incredible.
That wasn't even then. That wouldn't even been
I think
OT. They would have won the game right there.
If the Bengals won that game, I bet you Jamar Chase would have won Super Bowl MVP.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would have.
They would have given it to Burrow for sure. There's no doubt in my mind, Burrow, because Burrow, it was kind of like the Tennessee game. He was sacked 7 times and hit so many times. Look, that time he heard, was that an MCL or whatever it was, sprain, whatever. Yeah. He kept them in it despite the fact that he had no protection.
Yeah.
And again, all they needed, sometimes protection's bad, but at the very end when you need it, they hold up just long enough. That happened a number of times with New England, with Brady, where,
Burrow,
they didn't quite protect, but then they did just at the time they needed it. That's what
Cincinnati needs to do, though, this offseason. They need to go out. They need to get an offensive line because they have all the other pieces. They got a great receiving corps,
and they're all young.
Boyd,
they're young.
And Chase. They got a great quarterback, Burrow. They have good defensive backs and Hendrickson coming off the bench.
And it appears the coaches are good there too.
Yeah.
I
may say so myself. They have a great kicker.
They came within a second of the line holding up of winning the Super Bowl. That's how close that was.
Yeah.
And as it was a phenomenal game.
Let's get into the trades. It was a phenomenal game. Rams ended up winning. Great game. What do you think is going to happen with all these quarterbacks? So you got Carson Wentz, you've got Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Do you think Brady might come back?
There's a lot of talk of that too.
Gronk said.
Here's my feeling.
Rob Gronkowski said he doesn't think Brady's done. Here's the thing. I think Brady's done.
Well, he made that one comment that left the door open.
Here's the thing. I think Brady's done with Tampa. I think he retired from New England. I think he retired from Tampa Bay. I think he retired from all the teams in the NFL except maybe one.
You know,
I think he could go to San Francisco.
I was going to say the same thing. He grew up in a suburb of San Francisco. They're a quarterback away from probably being the favorite
To win the Super Bowl.
well, at least the favorite to come out of the
Deebo
NFC.
Samuel.
And also, what if Aaron Rodgers goes to the AFC, like a lot of people think he will, to Denver, and Brady goes to San Francisco?
That'd be interesting, to say the least.
Because all the talk really has been Aaron Rodgers, or at least that's one of the destinations. It looks though if he's going to leave, he's going to go to Denver because that coordinator went to Denver.
Yeah.
Which I guess he's close to that guy. Now, Green Bay tried to offset that by rehiring Rodgers' favorite quarterback coach.
Green Bay is really
trying
to keep Aaron Rodgers. They're trying to prove to Aaron Rodgers that we want you. We're gonna get all the players you need to win now. But they said to him, we're gonna draft a cornerback.
No, but realize they don't have.
Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers
financial flexibility.
I think Aaron Rodgers is done with Green Bay. I'm gonna say that, but I'm saying Green Bay's doing I'm not gonna completely rule it out.
No, I 100% agree with what you're saying.
But I think because Green Bay is doing everything in their power to keep Aaron Rodgers. They want to win now. They're not looking at the future. They're doing everything they can to win now.
It may be all too late though, because he may have made his decision a while back, where it's not even an open door.
I think if they wanted Aaron Rodgers to stay this year, I think they need to win Super Bowl.
The thing that may not be decided though is where he's going.
Yeah. He could go to Denver. He could go to Tennessee. He could go to San Francisco still.
I don't know why he wouldn't, because he's still close with his family. They come to all the the big games. I'm talking about his family, his parents, his sisters. They're San Francisco people.
Yeah.
Frankly, it makes sense for him to want to go to the 49ers, even if he's only going to play 1 year.
What about Carson
What
Wentz?
if like a 1 year run that he an attempt to go one more Super Bowl, number 8.
Anyways.
I would love to see it.
Let's go into Russell Wilson.
Even though it might lead to a divorce.
Let's go to Russell Wilson.
Yes, that's a tough one. I kind of think
I could see him he's not going to go to the Saints anymore with Peyton gone. We already know that. I think Tennessee's an option. I think the Giants are an option.
Giants? I know he talks about New York. Why in the world would he want to go to the Giants?
I don't know, but he's talking about it.
What about the 49ers for him?
I don't know. The 49ers are well in the debate for
a lot of people are picking the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl without getting the quarterback.
Yeah, because they
also have all this invested in their
listen to me. Listen to this. Here's the thing. That's what I was about to bring up.
Why not give him a chance?
So here's the thing. Why are they not giving Trey Lance a chance? They gave him one chance and he played great this year.
Honestly, we don't know that.
When you draft a guy with your number 3 pick in the NFL draft and give up on him without even giving him a chance.
Didn't they trade up to get him?
Yeah, yes.
So they gave up.
They gave up a pick to get him and to just not even give him a chance?
Well, to be fair, we don't know.
It's ridiculous.
They may not. It's us talking about this, and it's all the rest of the people that don't know anything talking about it. They may not be entertaining any of this. We would love to see it, but frankly, he's probably very good. He may not be ready to really be a difference maker next year, but that's where Brady is such a brilliant move. Bring him in for literally 1 year.
And then
Lance takes over.
He can mentor Lance.
Yes.
And now, but let's get into it.
Because really,
I'd like to discuss one more thing, then we got to get into the NBA.
Okay.
All right. Let's discuss Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is history.
Colts already said they're moving on.
Why? Who's going to want Carson Wentz back?
I don't know. He's not. Here's the Carson Wentz traits. When he's accurate, he's good. When he's not, he's bad.
I'll tell you what Carson Wentz really is.
He's not very mobile. He's got a good arm.
He was okay when he was first out.
Yeah.
actually, what I
At
think
first.
Carson Wentz is an extremely good backup.
Yeah.
Like if you now the trouble is, no one could afford him to be the backup. But how about one of these teams that have got the smaller running quarterbacks that none of them seem like they
The
can make it
Colts
through
have
the year?
established themselves as a run-first team.
But let's say
So what you want as a run-first team, you want a quarterback that's a field general. You want a guy that's not going to make mistakes and just going to keep
that's
it.
the opposite of Wentz. Wentz is
Exactly.
mistake prone.
Yes.
But what if they're moving on? The Colts are moving on. Okay. Let's say nobody's willing to pick up his whole salary. So the Colts have to eat some of that salary in order to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Let's say that is the scenario. How about a team like Arizona or the Ravens?
Yeah, because Kyler Murray.
With those guys, bring him in where you don't have to pay all the money, so you pay a more modest sum. He becomes the backup, so that when their guy is out for 3 games, the team isn't devastated.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to Arizona.
Yeah, when Kyler's out.
Yeah. So and same thing with the Ravens.
But you know,
But this would-
there's a lot
he'd
of
be
talk
great
about
as a
Kyler
backup.
Murray not returning to the Cardinals.
Because there's some kind of feud going on there.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's get into the NBA. All right. So I'd like to first talk about the Warriors. They're slipping up a little. They
Yeah, I
lost
really
4 of the last 5.
Nobody is reading too much into this because Draymond.
Yeah.
When Draymond comes back, everything is going to be different.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Steph he's kind of
Now he's
regrouped
good,
a
yeah.
little. He had the longest slump of any player of his stature that I can remember. But he's doing a little better. But as a team, they really just need Draymond, basically. Draymond might be the most valuable Warrior.
Yeah.
He could.
It's possible.
We probably would never have said that before. Just because we're pretty oriented towards Steph and the impact he's had not only on the Warriors but on the whole league. But you got to say, Draymond is the difference.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to go into the Rising Stars game a little.
I know you want to talk about the All-Star game, but the All-Star game is a joke.
Well,
it really is a joke.
It's I'm not saying it's not,
for
but
a party weekend.
That's true.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to. It's just.
Now there's interesting stuff happening in the NBA. Look at the standings in the
first
East.
we're going to discuss
Look
Kate
at the
Cunningham MVP. Today, all the events start at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. You got the skills challenge, 3-point contest, and dunk contest. What's the shame about here's the thing. What the shame is about the All-Star game is the guys you really want to see in these things, they don't do these things. Like the guys you want to see in the dunk contest, like John Morant,
once they're big
really
stars, they don't need to do this stuff. So that's why that happens. It's really, and John, you would think would still be in the category where you do it, because he's only 3rd year, right?
Yeah.
Isn't he 3rd?
Yeah.
But he's already such a big star. His stardom exploded in the last 2 months.
I know. Which I called.
You called a long time ago.
I called it when he was in college.
But it's really those contests, the dunk contest. It's really for the young guys that aren't big names yet. The 3-point, usually you'll get the really good shooters hanging around for a few years, but then they have more to lose than gain by doing it, and there's no reason for them to do it anymore. It's really just a gigantic party.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting about what's happening in the NBA right now is the East.
That's what we're about to discuss right now. So there's all these teams. You have the Nets that are slipping up now. The
Nets are 7th or 8th right now.
I know. Now they completely slipped.
Or
now they have.
Yeah, I think
But
maybe
here's
8.
the thing: Simmons is now on the perfect team with the Nets. This is a perfect fit. He doesn't have to have the ball all the time. He's not like Harden. He can come. He can play in that dunking role. He has a great ball handle.
Yeah.
He can bring it up the court at 6'10". I don't care if these guys are playing offense. You can run an offense through Ben Simmons, and then you add
like a 2-man with Embiid.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to that equation.
But why couldn't they have done that with Embiid?
Because, listen. Listen. So they have so many more. Now they have more options on the Nets. You have Simmons. He's going to be passing it to Kevin. And these are great in the post, but he doesn't have the sharp shooting rate.
Also,
Philadelphia didn't. Wait.
the big
Philadelphia didn't
advantage with him
have
is
the
what
great
you just
shooters.
said.
He's a great passer. He'll be able to kick it to Seth Curry. He'll be able to kick it to Joe Harris when he comes back. He'll be able to kick it to Patty Mills,
I still don't
Kyrie
think they're
Irving,
winning
Kevin
this year.
Durant. They might not win, but I think that's a great piece for them to add on. Now the Sixers.
Long term.
Now the Sixers
There's no
added
question.
Harden.
Long term, they got the
Now
better
the
deal.
Sixers added Harden. Now they gotta win now. That's what
Yeah,
they gotta
they're
win
kind of
now.
like Durant.
Yeah, they gotta win now. I still think this. Ben Simmons wasn't playing for Philadelphia, so there really wasn't a point in keeping him. So it's still a good trade for
No question.
Philadelphia.
But you know, we're so hung up. That trade was talked about forever. Forever. The whole Ben Simmons deal.
I know.
We've been talking about that for a year.
Yeah.
It's old. It's just gotten old.
Now
What's interesting?
we're getting
What
into
about
it
the
right
Cleveland
now.
Cavaliers?
I know. No one expected it. They don't even have. They got this Osman guy. They got Mobley, who's starting
They're
out.
tied
They got
for
Sexton,
third
who's had.
in the East.
I know.
And the East has depth now.
I know. And now you add Milwaukee to the equation. You add Chicago that's playing.
They're tied with Milwaukee.
Miami's playing great, and they don't even have all their pieces.
The East, which really hasn't been good since Michael Jordan, basically.
Now, they're the top two teams in the West look to be far better than the teams in the East.
I think it's very hard to judge because you're really saying that about a Warriors team that really hasn't been on the court yet this year.
Yeah.
You know, we're saying it based on what we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
The Warriors right now don't look like they'd be competitive with the fifth best team in the East.
I don't know if you can say that. They have the second best record in the NBA.
They do, but that's based on their first roughly 20 games. You look at the last, they're playing barely above 500 ball for a long time.
Yeah.
Because they were off to that, 20-2 start or something.
Something like that.
They've been a mediocre team for a long time. Much worse than Cleveland.
They don't have all their players though.
No, that's my point. Early on when they were playing well, they didn't have Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've got Clay, and Clay's coming around. Clay is having some good-looking games. But they don't have Draymond. So they're not, and their pieces, because they're sort of specialized.
Yeah.
They're not right if they're missing one of those big three guys.
Correct.
They're just not right.
Yeah.
They've got depth, but those three guys are not replaceable.
They're still beating good teams. But anyways, look,
And they're losing to crummy teams.
who are you picking to come out of the East right now?
Well, I think you have to go with the Sixers. Because even though we haven't seen that on the court yet either, really, I think in the short run, the combination of Harden and Embiid,
It's going to be unstoppable.
that might be the best two-man offensive combination that there's ever been in the NBA. That, because Harden truly, you don't have to like him, but it's hard to argue he's one of the best offensive players in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Embiid, now that he seems to be controlling the injury situation a little better this year, he's one of the best big men in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Two-man combo?
That's huge. Tremendous.
Yes. And right now, you got to say Embiid for sure is at the peak of his career.
Yeah.
Peak age, peak everything. Harden may be a hair over it. There's question marks. Can he get in shape? You know, he's probably 10, 15 pounds overweight from what he really should be. You know, he's got time because those guys should be able to. But what is going to happen? I don't know, but I would favor them. I'm favoring them.
I'm taking Miami. Now,
Well,
here's the
that's
thing.
a whole different
Now, here's the
direction.
thing. You got Jimmy Butler. Oladipo's not even there.
Yeah.
Yet. You got Kyle Lowry. You got Adebayo. They have stars. They have stars. everywhere on the court, everywhere you look, they're going to have stars that aren't even playing yet, and they're still at the top of the East. So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I might be picking them, but there's also, I don't think people are talking enough about Milwaukee.
I agree, because really, Giannis as
is,
great a year as Embiid is having, Giannis is right there too.
Yeah.
And who is really getting slighted is Jokic.
No.
I'll tell you. Aside from the number of points.
He had a good game last
No,
game.
but aside from the number of points, his average number of points, across the board, his numbers are better than Embiid's, better than Giannis.
You got to look at how good the team's doing. The team's doing good, but they're not doing good enough for MVP.
I agree, but that's not his fault.
All right, we got to wrap it up. Thank you for watching Sports Right Now. We'd like to thank our new subscribers once more. But we're going to be saying so long from our studios today. Goodbye from Sports Right Now.